Hi friends, how are you? In this video we are going to learn about the microscopic structure of the stomach. Microscopic structure of the stomach. In previous video we learned about the location, shape, external features and parts and relations, that is peritoneal as well as visceral relations. Okay. In this video we are going to learn about the microscopic structure of stomach. Okay. The wall of the stomach consists of 4 coats. How many coats? 4 coats from outside inward. These are serous, that means we are coming from outside to the inside. Okay guys, the outermost is serous. Okay, next to that muscular, next submucous and mucous coats. Once again, serous, muscular, submucous and mucous coats. Next, serous coat is formed by the peritoneum. Serous coat is formed by the peritoneum. The muscular coat consists of 3 layers of unstriped muscles. The muscular coat consists of 3 layers of unstriped muscles. That means we can't unstriped muscles, that we can't separate these. Okay. Outer longitudinal, middle circular, inner oblique. Outer longitudinal, middle circular and inner oblique. Okay. This figure shows the 3 layers of the muscular coat from within outward. Okay, I show you. Okay, in muscular coat it consists of 3 unstriped layers. Okay, from outside to inside, and outer layer is muscular longitudinal fibers. Okay, if you see this diagram, these are the outermost in muscular layer, outermost layer of longitudinal, these are the longitudinal fibers, and next layer is circular fibers and the inner layer is oblique fibers. Okay, in muscular layer 3 unstriped layers are there. Okay, what are from outside to inside? What are them? Outer longitudinal, these are the outer longitudinal. You may observe here this outer, middle and inner. You may see the cutting. Okay, you can observe here. Outer longitudinal, middle circular and inner oblique. These are the 3 layers present in muscular coat, which is second layer of the 4. The muscular layer consists of 3 layers of unstriped muscles, outer longitudinal, middle circular and inner oblique. Okay, and close to the pyloric end, the longitudinal muscle coat separates into superficial and deep fibers. Close to the pyloric end, the longitudinal muscle coat separates into superficial and deep fibers. The deep fibers turn inward at the pylorus and join with muscular circular muscle coat to help form pyloric sphincter. Once again, these deep fibers turn inward at the pylorus, and join with circular muscle, which is the second layer of muscular coat, to help form pyloric sphincter. Pyloric sphincter is formed by the deep fibers of longitudinal muscle and circular muscle, which is a outer and middle layers of muscular coat. Okay, next, the muscular muscle coat, the circular muscle coat thickens at the pylorus to form a ring of muscle called pyloric sphincter. The circular muscle coat thickens at the pylorus to form a ring of muscle called pyloric sphincter. The major sphincter component of the pyloric sphincter is derived from the circular muscle coat, and its minor dilator compound is derived from the longitudinal muscle coat. Okay. If you see this diagram shows the pyloric sphincter. Okay, this is the pyloric sphincter, which is formed by the longitudinal muscle deep fibers. Okay, if you observe here, these are the longitudinal muscles. Okay, these are the deep fibers, these are the superficial fibers, and these are the deep fibers. Okay, and these deep fibers are turned inward into circular muscle coat or circular muscle layer to form the pyloric sphincter. Okay, guys, clear? The submucous coat consists of loose areolar tissue. Submucous coat consists of loose areolar tissue. The mucous membrane is thick, soft and velvety. Mucous membrane is thick, soft and velvety. It presents a number of temporary folds that rugae, which disappears when stomach is distended. The mucous membrane is thick, soft and velvety. It presents a number of temporary fold rugae, which disappears when the stomach is distended. The mucous membrane of the stomach is lined by simple columnar epithelium, which form simple tubular glands. Mucous membrane of the stomach is lined by simple columnar epithelium, which form simple tubular glands. The glands in the cardiac region secrete mucus. Glands in the fundus and body contains mucous neck cells, which secrete mucus. Parietal or axanthic cells, which secrete hydrochloric acid and gastric intrinsic factor, and chief cells which secrete pepsinogen. Glands in the pyloric region secrete mucus. Once again, the mucous membrane of the stomach is lined by simple columnar epithelium, which forms simple tubular glands. Glands in the cardiac region secrete mucus. Glands in the fundus and body contains mucous neck cells, which secrete mucus, and parietal cells which secrete hydrochloric acid and gastric intrinsic factor, and chief cells which secrete pepsinogen. Once again, mucous neck cells secrete mucus. Parietal or axanthic cells secrete hydrochloric acid and gastric intrinsic acid. Chief cells secrete pepsinogen, and glands in the pyloric region secrete mucus. Okay, these are secreted there. Next, anatomically, the stomach is divided into 4 parts: visualizing cardia, fundus, body and pylorus. Okay, however, histologically the stomach is divided into 3 parts: cardia, body and pylorus, because fundus and body share the common histological features. Okay, This figure shows the four parts of the stomach. Okay, what are the four parts? This is the cardiac part, fundus, this is the body, and this is the pyloric part. Okay, these are the general four parts, but histologically the stomach is divided into three parts. Okay, cardiac part, this whole thing, fundus and body, forms only one histological part, and pyloric part. Okay guys, clear? In next video we are going to learn about the interior of the stomach. Okay, if you like this video, like, share and subscribe. Thank you.